Have you ever wondered, those creatures that have existed since the time of the dinosaurs are still quietly swimming in this vast ocean? They are not giant whales or ferocious predatory sharks, but sea turtles. Today I will take you into the strange and emotional world of the 7 remaining sea turtle species. Each species is its own story, a vivid lesson about survival, resilience, and the increasingly greater threats. Let's start with the strongest one. The living super submarine, the leatherback sea turtle. This is not only the largest turtle species still living on Earth, but also an evolutionary masterpiece spanning over 100 million years. They can reach over 2 meters long and weigh more than 900 kilograms, heavier than a grand piano. You often see at concerts. Imagine a creature that large gliding gently under the waves. The most special thing is their shell. Not a rigid bony shell like other species, but a thick flexible skin like premium rubber, reinforced with thousands of tiny bone plates. Thanks to this flexible design, the leatherback can dive deeper than 1,200 meters, much deeper than many modern military submarines. At that terrifying depth, with crushing pressure and complete darkness, they hunt their only favorite prey, jellyfish, and they eat an incredible amount. An adult can swallow up to 73% of its body weight in just one day. Their throat is full of backward-pointing spines that look like a nightmare, designed to trap slippery jellyfish and push them deep into the stomach. They swim up to 35 kilometers slash when needed, migrate over 16,000 kilometers across entire oceans, using Earth's magnetic field as an accurate compass. They are the only sea turtle species that can withstand the freezing Arctic waters thanks to thick fat layers and a special blood circulation system that retains heat. But their life is getting harder and harder. Floating plastic bags in the ocean look exactly like jellyfish. They swallow them and get intestinal blockage, slowly dying in pain. Fishing nets tighten around them like traps. Rising nesting beach temperatures produce more females, disrupting the sex ratio. Out of 1,000 hatchlings that emerge, only one survives to adulthood. Nevertheless, the leatherback still swims, still dives deep, still proves that sometimes flexibility and endurance are the strongest weapons, not hard armor. From those challenging deep dives, I switched to a gentler character, the green sea turtle, the gentle vegetarian of the ocean. The green name does not come from the shell. Their shell is usually olive brown or with dark patterns. The real green color is in the fat layer under the skin, turning green from a diet of seaweed and seagrass for decades. Adults are about 1 to 1.2 meters long, weighing from 135 to over 300 kilos. They swim slowly and gracefully at about 2 to 3 kilometers slash, but when danger strikes, they can suddenly accelerate to nearly 32 kilometers. When young green sea turtles eat everything, jellyfish, crabs, small fish. When mature, they switch completely to vegetarian. Their jaws have serrated teeth like saw blades, perfect for tearing seagrass and scraping algae off rocks. They are like underwater farmers, grazing seagrass just enough for the meadows to grow healthier, creating shelter and food for countless fish and crustaceans. The green sea turtle can hold its breath for up to 5 hours when resting. They can live 70 to over 100 years and carry an amazing memory, always returning to the exact beach where they hatched thousands of kilometers away. Males never touch sand again their entire lives, living forever in the ocean. But humans have caused them suffering. Hundreds of years ago, green sea turtle meat and eggs were luxury delicacies, causing many populations to disappear completely. Fibromatosis disease causes massive cauliflower-like tumors on skin and organs. Motorboats strike them. City lights disorient hatchlings, making them run toward roads instead of the sea. Green sea turtle teaches us a profound lesson. You don't always need to be a powerful predator. Sometimes choosing a different path, in harmony with the ecosystem, is true strength. If you like raw power, the loggerhead is the tank at the bottom of the sea. Their heads are large and blocky, jaws extremely strong enough to crush giant conch shells into fine powder. Thick shell, reddish-brown, heart-shaped, weighing from 90 to over 450 kilos. They live in rough coastal waters, hunting with keen sense of smell. Horseshoe crabs, conchs, whelks, clams, hard-shelled prey no one else dares touch. They dig powerfully with flippers to unearth food buried under sand. Loggerheads migrate over 12,000 kilometers, taking 15 to 30 years to reach maturity. Hatchlings swim non-stop for 24 hours right after hatching to reach safe deep waters. But they suffer the heaviest losses from commercial fishing nets. Thousands die each year just from being bycatch. Nesting beaches erode, artificial lights disorient hatchlings, climate change makes sand hotter, producing more females. The loggerhead reminds us that sometimes you only need strength, patience, and a strong set of jaws to dominate a unique niche. Next is the tragic beauty, the hawksbill sea turtle. Their shell is as beautiful as stained glass, with shimmering amber, orange, red, and brown patterns. That very beauty nearly drove them to extinction. People killed them en masse for shells to make combs, jewelry, and eyeglasses. They are smaller, 60-90 centimeters long, 45-70 kilos, but with a sharp beak like an eagle to reach into coral crevices to eat sponges, toxic to most creatures. Thanks to that, their flesh is also toxic, becoming natural protection. Hawksbills are the most agile, navigating the three-dimensional coral reef maze like artists. They control sponge populations, preventing them from smothering corals, keeping the reef healthy. They are absolutely faithful to their feeding areas and nesting beaches. The corals bleach from warm water. Poaching still happens secretly. Fishing nets still trap them. The beauty of the hawksbill is now the reason people protect them, but also a bitter reminder, the most precious things are sometimes the easiest to exploit. Now comes the almost miraculous story of the Kemp's Ridley sea turtle, the rarest species on the planet. Only about 60 centimeters long, weighing 35 to 45 kilos, with a nearly circular gray-green shell. In 1947, more than 40,000 females stormed a Mexican beach in a spectacular arrabada event. By 1985, only 72 remained. Shrimp nets, egg harvesting, pollution nearly wiped them out. Fortunately, humans woke up. TED devices on shrimp nets, strict protection of Rancho Nuevo Beach, artificial incubation and release. The population gradually recovered to 7,000, 9,000 nesting females. They mature the fastest in just 10-15 years and nest during the day. The Kemp's Ridley story is powerful proof that if we truly act and care, we can pull a species back from the brink of extinction. As for the olive ridley, they bring the most spectacular show in the ocean. Tens of thousands, even over 100,000 females storm the beach in just a few days, creating wave after wave of turtles, eggs covering the sand. The strategy of safety in enormous numbers overwhelms predators. They have a flexible omnivorous diet, but eggs are still harvested. Fishing nets still kill them. Despite their numbers, many populations are declining rapidly. The olive ridley teaches us that abundance does not mean safety. Finally, the flatback, the mysterious homebody of Australia. They do not migrate far like their siblings, spending their entire lives around Australian and Papua New Guinea waters. Flat, smooth shell, largest hatchlings of any sea turtle species. They choose quality over quantity, fewer eggs but stronger offspring. Because they don't wander, they are extremely vulnerable to oil and gas exploitation, ghost nets, hunting, and climate change in their own region. The flatback proves that sometimes deeply understanding and staying attached to one familiar place is the smartest survival strategy. From the mighty deep-diving leatherback, the gentle grazing green sea turtle, shell-crushing loggerhead, poison-eating hawksbill, Kemp's Ridley returning from the dead, surging olive ridley to the steadfast homebody flatback, each species is a unique evolutionary masterpiece. They have survived for hundreds of millions of years. Now their fate lies in our hands. Let's start today. Reduce single-use plastics, support marine conservation organizations, spread this story to friends. Because when sea turtles disappear, we don't just lose a species but also the wonder and balance of our blue planet. What will you do today to help these turtles keep swimming? If you love ocean stories like this, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel so I can continue telling more interesting species. Thank you for listening until the very end. See you in the next video.